what I want to do today is talk about Bootstrap. And so I've got everything kind of set up already to get started, but everyone, I want to start at the very beginning, because if you've never done anything with Bootstrap before, you're like, what is Bootstrap? And so Bootstrap is basically a library. It's free, it's open source, and it's a front-end library for designing websites and web applications. Hey, well, welcome to Twitch. Glad to have you. You made an account just to follow me. Aw, hearts. Yeah, so basically that's how it works. Like, the video will persist for a while, but typically I highlight them so that that they won't get archived. But I also upload them to my YouTube channel. If you don't have the link to my YouTube channel, let's just plop that right into the chat. There's a lot of good stuff on my YouTube channel. So yeah, I do take some time to go back over the videos that had useful educational things and put them up on YouTube, so that, because after a while Twitch does archive the videos, but that way they can persist. Disto, yes, you are correct. I just opened a basic HTML page here in Visual Studio, and Visual Studio adds that in there, and I haven't done any editing yet. Yes, so we haven't gotten that far, but you are correct. You can leave it out entirely. Yeah. So Bootstrap contains HTML and CSS, basically design templates, and really helps you kind of just get started doing stuff. So maybe you've done some CSS work before, and really the whole push for Bootstrap has always been about creating responsive websites, which is that ability to basically serve the same website and the same experience on a mobile device, on a tablet-sized thing, on a laptop, on a desktop, and what I have in front of me here is 3440 by 1440, so really widescreen. And to make sure that the page always looks readable, that it's not cropping things out, that we're not losing navigation ability. And then it adds in a bunch of kind of predefined classes for things like multi-column layouts, form layouts, navigation bars. You can easily add and create components for like accordions and modals and things like that without really having to write any JavaScript. We can create tabs. We can create tooltips and popovers and carousels and image sliders, and it's got like a plethora of things that it really does, and it helps save us a ton of time and effort using these predefined things in Bootstrap so that we can concentrate on the things that we really need to concentrate on. And so Bootstrap 4 is relatively new. I haven't really gotten to play with it much yet, and so that is really the point of today. Is I've used Bootstrap before, but I don't regularly do web development work, which means I'm a little rusty. I'm primarily, if I do any programming professionally, it's always going to be like something in C#, whether that's web-based or application-based or mobile-based. I'm almost well-rooted in the .NET framework at this point. So I like to keep fresh on what's going on in web development. Clearly, I teach the web development classes, so understanding what it is that I'm talking about is important. And then I know that there's been some pretty good changes with what's going on in Bootstrap 4 that I just kind of wanted to learn myself, and then you can kind of learn along with me. So if you've never used anything like Bootstrap before, generally you have right up front a decision to make about your files and where you're going to get them and how you're going to store them. And so you can either use the provided links on the what's called a content delivery network, or CDN, or you can download the files and have them locally available to you. There's pros and cons to each. I really don't want to get into it too much, but I'm going to go just directly for the CDN links because I just think that that's more convenient, and I have no reason to build this little demo site that I'm going to build today in an offline format. What else do I want to think about? If you've never done any kind of HTML and CSS before, Bootstrap might just blow your hair right back, because it does kind of build upon some of that basic web development fundamentals. You can also use, if you're familiar with NPM, which is a package manager, you can install Bootstrap straight out of a package manager, but I don't do that. And you can see here I'm in Visual Studio. I use Visual Studio for almost everything. I hate switching back and forth between different IDEs. That's personal preference. You know, I don't want to get into an IDE fight about, some people are very particular and have maybe particular IDEs for the work that they do. That's just not me. So as Disto pointed out in the chat, yeah, you don't have to use this. If you just go into Visual Studio and you open an HTML page, this is what you get, right? And so this statement right here is not necessary, and I'm just gonna take it out. Yeah, really the first thing that I would do getting started with my Bootstrap page is kind of start fleshing out a little bit of a template file, I guess. Little bit of a starting point, so to speak. And so there's some important things going on in here. So HTML documents, when we're using HTML5, which is what we are, you can just do doc type. We don't have to do the doc type HTML, but you can. And that's what Visual Studio sticks in there for us. We're going to use the Viewport tag. And so when we're working in Bootstrap, our viewport is basically the area in which we are placing all of our tags. And so we're going to use the Viewport meta tag. And that ensures proper rendering and touch zooming on mobile devices and things like that. So we add in a meta tag up here. I don't like the spacing in here. Like I said, I'm a little rusty on how I've done this before, so bear with me if it looks like I'm a little lost. It's because I'm trying to remember stuff. I pulled up a previous Bootstrap thing that I've done, but going over the Bootstrap 4 kind of documentation, I'm getting that. I know I'm getting that cut off. I'm gonna line wrap that around so you can see it, or I'm gonna move. I think I'll just move. Let's just move this until we need it, so you can see what I'm putting in there. All right, so our viewport meta tag basically defines some capabilities of how we want our page to be displayed. So if you think about what you're showing in the browser as your page is your viewport, we can manipulate that, how that should scale, how that should shrink and fit. You can turn off zooming capabilities on mobile devices. Not recommended. So, but you can do a lot of customization in here as far as, you know, what's allowed and what's not. You can go through the documentation and kind of look at all the different options that are available. So what else do I want to do in here? Let's give it a title. I'm just going to name this Bootstrap example page. That would give it a title. So we've got our meta tag here. Then we would need to link in, because like I said, I'm going to use the CDN links for Bootstrap. So you go out to the Bootstrap site and you get those. So let me go grab those from the quick start guide. They've got this nice giant link here. We can get real good with and we could do some comments here. All right, so there's that big old long, there it is. And you just pull that right off their site. That's where you go get it. and it tells you which version it is. Here I'm using, this is 4.2.1, the most recent version here. So that's everything that goes in the head section. And then we would also need to link in the Bootstrap jQuery library, and that goes down here. We've got a couple of different JavaScript files, jQuery libraries, and things that you would want to put in, and they typically go as the last section in the body down here. So if you like notes to self, right, JavaScript at the bottom so pages load faster. If you didn't know about this, like, that's important. But we can go grab the JavaScript files. There are, looks like 3. There we go. So a lot of the components in Bootstrap require JavaScript to function. Specifically, they require the jQuery library. If you're not familiar with the jQuery library, it's all right. Like, it's just a library that has some predefined JavaScript things in it to make your life easier. There's also popper.js in here, which is like it's a JavaScript plugin, but it's specifically from Bootstrap, like it's specifically for them. And then this is and then you can see here's the Bootstrap JavaScript file. So there's 3 of them in here that you need to have. And like I said, we usually place those right there at the last thing we would put in the body section. So all of our content's going to go up here to make sure that our page loads faster that way. So this is, you know, if you wanted to save this right here as is and call it your Bootstrap starter page or something like that, like your little template, then this is a good place to start any project. And unless you're messing around with changing your Bootstrap version or something like that, then there wouldn't be any reason that you would need to modify this template that you've started here. So once you've got this template set up, you can start adding in like the actual content items that you want. And I don't really plan the stream, so I just kind of make this up as I go as far as like what I want to build. But I mean, I think for the most part, it's just going to be like a basic little landing page that shows how to do some stuff. Now, when I was going through like differences between Bootstrap 3, which is the last thing that I was using, and like new features of Bootstrap 4, there was some clear differences in like the way things work. So Bootstrap 4 uses flexbox grids, whereas Bootstrap 3 was written using the float methods. And I know people like really freak out about the flexbox grid or using flexbox in general. It's a little hard to wrap your head around when you're first getting started with CSS, but I honestly think it makes it easier to use, whereas the float method, it was a little unscientific, I guess would be the way to put it, when it came to trying to be precise with your layouts. Been putting off making my personal website. Yeah, and so it's a good exercise to just build your own personal website for practice purposes. So I was really excited to see that we're now using Flexbox Grid. Then the biggest change that I thought was the change in units. So Bootstrap 4 actually uses rem CSS units, whereas Bootstrap 3 used pixels. And so there was an interesting site about how the two differ on like the difference between like pixels, EM, or REM, rem. But I thought that was probably the biggest difference. So if you have an existing site and you're migrating it from Bootstrap 3 to 4, that's going to really take some changes depending on what your layout looks like. So what do I want to do? We could set up a grid. We could set up a nav bar. Okay. I'm just looking at some documentation here for Bootstrap 4. What do I want to put in here? Okay. Let's try a nav bar. See what we can get started with. I'm looking at the nav bar section here. Okay. So typically, the way I would usually do this is have like one primary div that I would put inside of the body, and kind of everything that would go inside of there in terms of like layout and things like that. But the way Bootstrap does things now, that's really not advantageous. So I'm gonna jump right into, at least that's the way I understand it. Like we used to have like a big, like you would set up your div, like one div like this, and then everything would go inside of here so that you could have like a primary div for positioning, because a lot of the positioning items that you want to be able to do don't work on the body. But the way I understand it is you actually don't want to do that anymore. So let's just jump right into making a nav bar section. And if I'm wrong, then we can go back and fix it. Okay, so we have the nav class, or the nav type, and then we're going to set up a class. Let's see, nav bar. And then let's do this, nav bar, expand, large, and then fixed to the top. So inside of here, we can have some various links. And since this is just like a demo site, I'm just gonna set up like dummy links. It's already stopped snowing. Yeah, I see a little bit of snow. Yeah, like I said, I feel like the big fluffy snow is where it's at. I'm so glad. VS Code or Sublime. I know everyone always has opinions about my editor. I usually don't even use the dark theme on stream because I get a lot of people that are like, it's really hard to read. But I stare at the light bulb all day and it's, oof, I can't handle it. Alright, so this is just like a dummy link. So usually we just put a pound sign in there when it's just like a dummy link. So let's say this is like our homepage. Alright, what do I want to do with this? Let's set up, let's do a couple of these. Yeah, see, when you start talking about which IDE you should use, you have to justify your opinion. And see, like, nothing will ever replace Visual Studio in my heart. And so now you have to defend your position. That's good stuff. Oh, man. Where do I want to go with this? Got a home button. We could set up... Okay, let me think about how I want to present this. So generally, all right, so I've got, usually I'll sketch it out beforehand, but since I didn't plan this, like I'm just thinking. So we're gonna have a bar across the top for navigation. I wanna put home over here on one side and then all my other links on the right. All right, so let me look. Okay. How do I wanna set this up? I don't worry about things being slow. I also don't write code for a living, so I don't care. I gotta put more than one class in here. The other class I need. We're gonna set up. And then, can we use ARIA controls? We're gonna find out. I got a typo? I'm sure I do. Togger. Thank you. I would have been wondering why it didn't run. That's why, like, even when I teach web development, like for classes, I just give students a bunch of links. I'm like, go just figure out what you want to build. What you want to build code in. I don't care. Like, I don't want to dictate any of that. Like a hotbed of dissent and sadness. All right, see our cute little home thingy so far? Look how adorable that is. Isn't that cute? I do like VS Code, and I think VS Code gives us a lot of opportunity to do some cool things. Navbar collapse. That's what I called it. Oh yeah, I've tried code, and I've got code installed at work. Mostly because I have to support people who are using code. Okay, let's put some things in here. Yeah, I definitely think Microsoft did some good things with VS Code. Make an about page here. Or our fake landing page, business page, whatever we want to call this page. About. Alright, so let's just make like an about page. We could do like a portfolio page. You could do like a blog. Do people still use blogs? I have no idea. Like a contact page. I mean, how many ever links you want to stick in here? The Sublime key mappings? I don't think I've changed the key mappings in VS Code. Indentation. Okay. Am I done with this? I left off a div. I was like, something looks weird. Okay. So at this point, we could customize some CSS. Oh, it's down here. You can't see it because of my head. My face is in the way. I know. It's terrible. No, this looks good. I'm gonna add in some, so I'm gonna go create my own custom CSS. This is the question, like, I always get from students. They're like, okay, I kind of get this Bootstrap thing, but then, like, how do I make my own classes? And the answer is, like, then you've got to, like, go get your, like, go make your own CSS file. So, like, if I just go get a new file, you can do this however you want, but like if I just go into Visual Studio and open a new CSS file, then I can get a new CSS file and I can go save it and name it, you know, whatever I want to name it. And then of course, you don't want to forget to link it in. So we come back up to the head section and we add in our link statement. I teach community college and university level. But some of my community college students are high school students. That is true, Disto. You would want to include it after. It does make a difference. You're right. Alright, so I have these, let's get rid of that. So I've created and referenced quite a few different classes in here as far as, so I've got like navbar, I've got the nav link, and then we can do like nav link hover, we've got the nav collapse, and then the toggler. So we can set up custom stuff for all of this. Oh, that was weird. Yeah. All right, background color. Like what color? Let's pick a good color. I used to have a nice color picker, but it's been a while since I've used it, so I don't even know. Bootstrap's one of those things where it does so much for you. I don't know what to pick here. I like blue. Let's find a nice blue. And despise jQuery. I think a lot of people despise jQuery just like for the sake of jQuery, but like when you incorporate it into what you're doing in things like Bootstrap, then it becomes more valuable. Oh, I forgot my semicolon. Picking colors here. That's like a bluish color. We'll see how this looks. You know, you can find those, what I should do here was what I should do. You can find those the color picker tools that they kind of give you like a palette. Because I'll tell you, one of the things that I really struggle with, because I'm not like an artistic person, is like, I can't tell you which colors look good together. Like, you know, I know you have to learn a lot of like color theory and stuff like that, but like I'm not good at picking like palettes of colors that look good together. So I always have to like lean on someone who's got more artistic expertise than I do. Chocolate is a nice flavor. I don't know how much it's a nice color. Background chocolate. I'll take chocolate, you know, just for the sake of having some. I'd be down for that. Let's see, if I'm going to use let's use this blue instead. A little darker, and then I can use a lighter color for the text. Maybe this, I don't know how this is gonna look, we'll have to look. Trial and error. We could set a cursor color too, those are always fun. Cursor. We can do the pointer type, right? Not color type, I was thinking type and said color. Those are fun. Okay, so we want to set this margin right 1 EM, and then we have to set it to important at. The other day, when I was doing some SQL stuff on stream, I said I should have checked that I could actually type before I tried to stream, because I was just like all over the place. It was like I was having a stroke. I don't know what was happening. Alright, let's make this the same color. You think so? Alright, let's pick. I had another color here in my palette. I don't know if that's gonna be too light. Yeah? Okay. I'll listen to you. Like I said, I've got some habits that may be out of date. Justify content, that's what I want. And then flex, and that should be right. Yeah. Let me see what this looks like. All right, so for the toggler, let's just do white. You think I need important here or no? Because I want to put it here. I think the contrast is too high. I think that's a bad. See, this is where I go. I think that's a bad choice. Yeah, that colors. They're too close. I mean, with that kind of dry chocolate, with that kind of greenish color there, that doesn't look at all what I thought it was gonna look like. Maybe I should just do white. Oh wait, that's wait, where is it getting this? Blue color. This? No? Like this is the darker color. That's right. Yeah, that's the darker color. Oh, the page isn't refreshing. Like, you jerk. It still doesn't look good. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Yep. I just want to make sure it was actually refreshing. Okay. Why is it still blue? What am I leaving out here? Because it should be... Where are we at? Here. This is the navbar brand class. Oh, a nav brand. This should be navbar brand. That's what I did. That's what I did. Now it's white. There we go. It's important to name your classes the things that you actually want to name them. Navbar light. Alright, I'm just gonna leave that alone. Okay, so... Oh, wait, I'm not done here. Chocolate should be the primary. Chocolate should be primarily what you feed developers. Yes. If that is the statement, then that is the agreement that I would like to make. All right, so the way I understand the new Bootstrap grid stuff to work, with the new Flexbox system, then we need to do this alignment. Because like I said, I want this home over here where it is, but I want the rest of my navigation to show up on the other side. That's what I'm trying to do. So all right, so flex end. He keeps spitting it into the CSS. That's pretty good. I'm confused about why I can't see my other links. Because they should be showing up. All these. And so I'm trying to figure out why. Yeah. Okay. I think I know why. Oh, wait, I thought I did. Let's go back here. Because I set this up so that it'll collapse. Look at this. They're in there. There they are. The colors are off. I don't want the background to be white. Let's make it... Okay. Yes. Because this is primarily the part about Bootstrap that I don't understand. Is this the changes to the way the flex box versus the way Bootstrap used to do with the things with the float. But what I don't understand is when I pull the page out, they should be up here and they're not showing up. So I need to figure out what I did here. Gonna figure it out. Okay. We added this fixed top, band, large. Yeah. It's like we add fixed top to the nav bar to give it a fixed position. This right here. That didn't change anything. Nope. I'm missing a thing there. There, that fixed it. Look, it was a missing quote mark. I was missing this quote mark right here. Right there on the span. And then my life was hard. And that's what programming is all about, right? It's always like the one stupid little character and you're just so mad. Look at our cute nav bar. Look how cute it is, and then we can smush it up, and then we can click on this. Ooh, there it goes. That looks good. Now there's an extra quote mark in here, because there it is. Look at that. There's that missing quote mark. It just got shoved to the end down there. That doesn't belong there. Wait, I'm still seeing one. Where'd it go? It's like a random quote mark hanging out somewhere. Where do you live? I'm gonna find you. Look at this random quote mark. Where do you think you live? You don't live here. You're not welcome. Alright, I don't even care. I'll find it later. The nav is working as expected now, so let's pull the page back out. We got, it looks pretty. Look how pretty it looks. Okay. Moving on. I'll figure out, there's like some kind of there's a random quote somewhere. Everything's okay. Alright, let's try to create like a header section. That's typically like the next thing you would do after like a nav. Alright, so let's do a header, class, header. Whoa, that's how I end up with random quote marks. Oh yeah? I don't think so. I don't think Visual Studio is that that sophisticated when it comes to these kinds of things. Okay, so I want to make sure that the header takes up like the window's height. Okay. Probably gonna have to do a little JavaScript. Let's make a JavaScript file. So just like a, yeah, JavaScript file. There we go. You can see that I've done this a lot. Like it's so rusty in my brain. Which is good. This is why this is good. Alright. And then, so we made our little JavaScript file, and then we'll add it. I'll put it down here. Try to write header and press tab. As I tab across the thing. Nope. Nope. Like I get, you can't see them. For whatever reason, the stream doesn't pick it up, but I do actually get like IntelliSense support, so it's giving me like stuff. But hitting tab doesn't do anything. Oh, just header? Yeah, I still get the little IntelliSense support, but it doesn't know what to do with that. Like I hit tab and it doesn't know what to do with that. It just, yeah, it just writes header and then tabs. But yeah, for whatever reason, OBS doesn't pick up those little boxes, the IntelliSense boxes. I don't know what that's about. How did these... Yeah. I always forget if you've got to do this or not. VS really. It's crap for web development. I'll give it that. But like I said, I don't do web development that often, so I don't care. I don't care to install another IDE just for like doing this the couple of times a year that I do it. That's where I am. All right, so there's my JavaScript file. Here's our file over here. All right, so, oof, it's been a little while since I've done this too. All right, document in parentheses. I know how to do that. Ready. I don't need a web host. This will never see the light of day beyond Twitch, but I already have hosting services. I don't need any of that. Yeah, okay. Yep, okay. I need to find next time use Sublime. That's pretty incredible. I'll check it out. I can't say that I've checked out Sublime. I mean, I do have VS Code, but yeah. Probably not, man. I'm not the person to do that. Sublime with superpowers. I do like having superpowers. Okay, so I need a nice like background image to put on my site, like for my header. So let's go find a nice background image, and then like we're gonna have header styles. We're gonna put some stuff in here. Let's find a nice background image. Since this site doesn't really have a purpose, it's not that great as far as like, I don't know what to put on here. Let's just find something cool and looking and non-offensive. And pretty good sized so that it fits nice on the page. We've got kind of a blue aqua teal-y thing going on. Let's try. Okay. Get back over here. Emmett? I've not seen that one before. All right, so let's set our background. Oh, hello, tabbing. And I just named it background APG. Now that works in CSS, like if I just type background and hit tab. That seemed to work, but I want to cover, background, oops, background, thank you. Position, we're gonna center it. Right. What, did I name it wrong? Like, what did I name it? It's like, what is happening? What is wrong with my image? Nothing, it looks fine. That is totally what I named it. APG, And it's just in the base folder. I'm the monster who has no file management for this here example. It's not showing up. Like, that's what I'm trying to figure out what's happening. This all looks right. This is my header. Image in the folder. A lot of hate today. Yeah. That's right. So why aren't you showing up? Typo in the JavaScript. Okay. I believe that. Given the amount of JavaScript that I've written. Ready, function, parenthesis. Oh, there you are. Gotcha. There we go. That's pretty. All right. Scaling looks good. So professional. You just don't even know. All right, I want to put some text. Let's get rid of this. I want to put some text just kind of like over this image. So we'll add in a little overlay section here. And then absolute positioning. Oh, hello. Just try to stick it right in the middle. All right. Use RGBA here. I gotta go look up. Did I close my color picker? I did. I gotta go find it again. Hold on. There it is. Okay. All right. So and then we'll see what that looks like. No, I'm just doing whatever. This is really just an exercise for me to get familiar with the Bootstrap 4 changes and to kind of remind myself on how stuff works. And I turn it off because it takes up screen real estate. This is where I am right now, and I'm adding some text kind of just like right over in the middle and like doing some overlay right here. So I set this overlay up right here, set up some CSS for color. We don't have, no, see, that's too dark. I'm gonna have to go lighter. Let's try, actually, let's try, let's go back. I mean, I guess I don't have to have a color on it at all. I just was messing with it. Yeah, see, that's like almost white. Alright, I don't care about that. I honestly think this looks better. Okay. I just start messing with stuff. Set up a little container. To put some text inside. We could have like description, whatever you want to name it, really. So let's have, that's not obnoxious or anything, right? Okay. And then I gotta put, let's do, too many exclamation points. I felt it. I knew when it happened. Okay, so I'm over here to my CSS. We need to set up the description. Let's say 30%. I don't even know, I'm guessing. We're gonna look. You're probably right. Thank you. This is why I have you guys here. Yay, look at that. We can mess with that CSS a little bit. We could do like... Okay, I think that looks a little better. And then how about we do... I don't know if this is too light. Not terrible. Oh, that's cute. Let's make it... Okay. No, I don't like that. That's a good question. I don't know. There we go. That looks better. Look how professional it looks. It's like I know what I'm doing. Let's see, what else do I want to do? Maybe a button? I think well, oof, okay. Yeah, let's try a button. I was just thinking if I put more text in that container, it would look bad, but this is just like a sample site, so I don't even care. So, let's see. Let's add a button inside of here. To look at buttons. Large button. I am a programming professor. Look how big that button is. All right, you gotta style the button. I primarily write in .NET and C#, but I also have web development classes, so I need to keep up with what's happening over here in the land of web development. And I just think it's kind of interesting. I just don't want to do it for a living. I don't have the patience for that. Comments and general tidiness. Well, I'm an organized person. Like I'm so very much like that type. So yeah, that's where that's coming from. Let's do like a border. Go back to our palette here. Maybe like a dark border. Have to see what that looks like. Let's do a background. Maybe it should match our navigation bar. See what that looks like. And then let's do white. But it's huge. It's a huge button. Who's a big angry button? I did make it large. So maybe I don't want button large. I forget. Is it button MD? I'd have to go look. No, it's I closed the window. With the button stuff. I guess it's huge because it's inside the H1. I guess that's part of it too. Like if you move it out here, yeah, it's less huge. So that helps be less huge. Let's see. Buttons secondary. It's not button. It's just button secondary. That doesn't seem to matter. And it's just outline. Secondary. Honestly, can't answer that one. Thanks for the follow, my little, was that bro ho ho? Is that, it's very Christmassy. Bro ho ho. Alright, well, it's a cute button. Alright, what else? What else do I want to add in here? Like, we could actually wire up some of this, like the about, the portfolio, the blog. Let's do one more little section. Just because I want to play with the grid. Random dude on Stack Overflow. I love quoting random dude on Stack Overflow. Like, I'm so glad that there are random dudes out there who can help us with those kinds of things in our life. But I really want to mess with the Bootstrap grid and kind of divide like two sections. So let's see, how do I want to go about doing this? Let's start a new section. Random dude on Stack Overflow. What did I miss? We put some text, and look at this adorable little button. Isn't that cute? I think that's adorable. Why make things that aren't adorable? Abort. I put abort. That's how you know. At some point, you know when I have to stop writing code, because it's all downhill from wherever I'm at. Spans inside of headings. Goodness. We're talking about this right here where I've got this P section inside of this H1. like this. I don't know if that's valid or not. Chrome's gonna let me roll with it, so I'm gonna take it. So, let me think about how I want this. So I want to make like a box. It's going to say like about me. We're going to create a grid. Half of it's going to be a picture and half of it's going to be text. So let's go ahead and set up the top of this. Set up rows. All right, this was the documentation I was pulling up earlier about. So I always have to go look up how to do this. So you create the row, and so the first section, like on the left, I'm going to put a picture, and then on the right it'll contain it like a description. So the grid is divided into 12 columns. Each div is going to take up 6 columns because we're just doing half and half. Yeah. I hear you. All right, let me go find, I need an image. I mean, I guess I could just use a picture of me. You all know what I look like. Let's find a picture of me. I'm gonna actually use I'm gonna use this picture here. I just think that this photo is probably a better representation of what we're trying to accomplish here. All right, here's where we are. Okay, that looks right. So we gotta add in the stuff on the right-hand side for it to look right. I know, right? Disto, thank you. Appreciate the follow. I'm hoping I can actually have like a consistent streaming schedule this semester because I actually have a pretty decent class schedule. Sometimes I don't, and I'm just kind of like all over the place. But this semester actually looks pretty good. That's the goal anyway. Alright, go grab like some text. Yeah, I have like a bunch of tabs with documentation and stuff open that I pulled up before the stream of things that I thought I would need and just like general Bootstrap documentation. No, I didn't know that. Oh, okay. Well, yeah, that's kind of the point of the exercise because I don't know the Bootstrap 4 stuff. So, yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. Okay. That's cool. All right, I'm just gonna go grab like some lorem ipsum here, so that I have like a pretty giant list of text, just like a huge thing of text. I'll close this. All right, that's what it looks like right now. Neat. Okay. Let's style the crap out of it, because right now, it just, I mean, that's what it looks like. Okay. I'm gonna take some guesses here. Educated guesses, mind you, but... My hands are so cold. I can't spell relative. It's freezing in here. There we go. Well, that's basically what Bootstrap is trying to do with the grid layout kind of thing. Yeah, we're building a Bootstrap page. So far, so good. No one has died. All of your about declarations have a class built into Bootstrap. Oh, okay. That's good to know. Let's see, what color do I want to make this? I've been leaning on this palette of colors so far. Just keep using some of these same colors. Let's see what this looks like. Alright, that looks alright. Okay. Yeah, that's a little more space is good. And this music is too intense, man. This is supposed to be chill. This is intense music. It's making me anxious, like I'm supposed to be doing something. All right, so Are you here to tell us all about a whole nother A whole nother framework that we should be learning instead. Oh my god. There we go. Everybody's just pimping their framework. That's the way it works. I want a border radius. That's what I want. Yeah, that looks better. Bulma. Right? Okay. I'm gonna put this in the block. Color. What color do I want? Orange. I'm getting orange from the peanut gallery. No, not orange. God help us, not orange. See, the my framework is better than some other framework argument is right up there with the this IDE is better than that IDE conversation that's been going on for, how long have I been streaming now? An hour and a half? I'm not complaining. I mean, it's enjoyable to listen to you guys defend your position. It's not quite where it needs to be. Okay, that's better. Actually, I just want to do... Let's put a line. Like right, I just want to put a line like right in between here. Oh, you can see my mouse. Okay, good. I was like drawing with the mouse and like I didn't know if that made sense. Oh, what the hell? Yeah, there we go. This is like slightly off. I don't see jQuery going anywhere anytime soon. Yeah, it's everywhere. Like, oof. Let's try... Still not in the right spot. Oh, goodness. There we go. That looks better. Let's mess with... two. And then do this like soft, it's kind of like a soft gray color. Ooh, look how pretty that is. That's true. I mean, it's a good point. One, that, you know, Flash was everywhere once and now it's dead. Okay. Now what do I want to do? The space here is too large. That's better. Okay. Okay. This is the hill you're gonna die on, right? You stand firm. It's good to have principles, and it's good to stick to them. Alright, what do I want to do next? Might be fun to do cards. Portfolio, blog, like we could set up like a portfolio section. And do more grids. Could do that. Let's try that. Not dead, undead. I'm with you. Wuffin? Woofin? Wuffin. I'm with you. Undead Flash games. That's where it's at. Okay. So maybe something like this. Just set it up kind of the same way I did this one. Bye. Spelling is totally important. Okay, I think about how I want to lay out my rows. Okay, so I do like 4 columns. So 4 for medium, MD4 for medium, large 4 for large. Yeah, okay. So I'm not sure I was following earlier when you were saying I could just take the COL off of there now with Bootstrap 4 and it just works. I think that's the way I understood whoever said that. Bro-ho-ho, you said M classes and P classes for margin and padding. Or no, that was distro. Is that what you were talking about? You can take this off and just use this section? That seems handy. I mean, it's just like less stuff to have to type, right? Cool, yeah. Oh, so if you take the... But, wait a minute. How does it know then whether you need a large, medium, or small if you don't have the... If you don't have that in there? If you just do call like 4, then like how does it know? That's interesting. And slightly uncomfortable. I don't know why that it weirds me out. Ooh, okay. It kind of weirds me out. Alright, I'm gonna grab some images to put... So I'm basically gonna create like a portfolio section, but I don't want to put anything in it. So like, I'm just gonna grab some random things to put in here. Just grabbing a few images. Like random stock photos or something, I don't know. I really just want like a bunch of random colored squares. Like I don't want to have to think about this too hard. There needs to be like a stock photo package for when you're just making like random websites like this. So that your life isn't hard. And you don't have to spend time doing this. Oh, that's nice. Just like random stock photos that I can just stick on here so that I don't have to think about it. Nice. You redid it. Cool. Alright, I just downloaded like a bunch of randomly colored squares. Like, that's as good as I wanted to get. I'm just gonna put them in here. Like, I don't want to have to think about it. Actually, I put them in photos. Alright, so we're gonna do 3 and then alright, so that'll be the end of this section here. And then yeah, I just grabbed, oh, this is a PNG. I'll show you. I just grabbed some like colored squares off of Google Images so that I would just have like something I could put in there to hold a place for like something else. Alright, so I basically want the same thing 3 times. So I'm just gonna do this. This one picture has like a border on it. Yikes, I know. Well, I haven't styled any of it yet either, so. How does this look when I move it? Okay. That looks weird. I need to look at that. Okay. $200 by $300. Alright, let's see about styling this up a little bit. Let's try like a 4, 0. What color did we use up here? Let's use the same color. No, we did 1 EM because I decided that was too much space. There we go. Alright, let's make these smaller. Alright, I haven't messed with rim much. Ooh, that already looks better. So what I was reading about changes to Bootstrap 4 really talked a lot about, like, the one of the biggest changes was like moving from pixels to REM, and they actually had, let me see if I can find that link, yeah, here, that talked about the media query units and like when you should use each one, and like I thought this was like a really good little resource. So I like this. It looks slightly off because that one image has a border on it. So I actually have a different, let's try, oh my god. Yeah, so that looks better because there's not like a border on it. It rides that edge pretty hard, though. Okay. Well, that works basically the way I remember it working. I think the last thing I really wanted to mess with was cards. I haven't done cards in a while. I have no idea how to pronounce your name. Is that like... I feel like it's trying to like make a word, but like I don't know what it is. I don't know what the word is. Help me out here. And hi. Yeah, nothing really different. Rude. Rude? Rude. Okay, okay. I see it now that you say it. I see it. Rude. Gotcha. Noted. Thank you. Hi. Apart from the underlying technology. Well, I have all this card documentation pulled up, so let's play. This will be probably the last little section that I'm gonna do, because my spouse walked through earlier and was like, are we having dinner? And I was like, when I'm done playing on the internet, yes. He's all like, feed me. He actually writes software for a living, but it's a lot of maintaining old Visual Basic, so he comes home all grumpy about it. We're going out. He can cook for himself, although he's not good at it, so. What did I call this? Blog? I did call it blog. Yeah, we're going out. In the cold, it's terrible. So awful and cold. And so I got like my old lady shawl on today, because I'm freezing. It's terrible. Alright, like I'm blogging, right? Juan, that's a good joke. I like that. I laughed. That's a good joke. So let's pretend that on this magical website we're building here, like I made a nav link, like I might actually have a blog, right? So I'm gonna build a blog section. Ugh. It is terrible that, like, my hands really are so cold. You'd think I'm typing and, like, they're keeping warm, but it's not. My hands are so, like, stiff and cold. I'm gonna build a fire. Like a bum container fire in my kitchen. I know, it's terrible. Run them under some warm water. I'm gonna go put on, I've got like fingerless gloves and just like, yeah, just type with those on. This has been pretty fun though. I'm learning tons. It's like reactivating stuff in my brain. Okay. How many cards do I want to make? I want to make like 3 cards across, kind of like with the portfolio. Oh, thank you. I need to, I know how to fix that. That's funny though, no one had said anything. I think that'll fix it. Like, the pretzel rocks thing has to be a mod in the channel in order for it to work. And I'd forgotten to do that. PHP is good. I'm going to be doing some PHP like over the next couple of weeks. Mostly to help my students who are taking PHP classes, but it also helps me like keep my brain fresh because, like I said, I don't otherwise use it on a regular basis. So it's good to. This is how I keep up with it. Doing stuff on stream, it kind of motivates me to make things or think about it at least. There, that fixed it. The link's there now. Thank you for letting me know. Because, like, I had this thing in the back of my mind trying to remember to do it. Oops. And then, obviously, didn't make it. I don't know why I keep trying to put a slash in there. I'm just gonna use the same. I'll do the green one. Don't torture people with PHP. Well, it's mostly for my students who are taking PHP classes and like, I want to help them with their knowledge. Gotta get the knowledge. Alright, it's a cool green square here now. Check it out. Okay. Alright, so where do I... Alright, put it here. And then... To make sure not to screw that up. We're still inside the card. That's where I want to be. Like it's a blog, right? Do people still blog? Is that a thing? I don't even know if that's a thing. I'll tell you what, it's difficult to be kind of a, I don't know, I don't want to say tech literate, internet literate. Twitch and gaming and streaming and Snapchat using and just kind of younger demographic type person, I guess, and be in academia. Man, I had a painful meeting today where they started talking about ways that students wanted to interact with their teachers, and I was just like, oh God, kill me. Because, like, my students can add me on Discord or whatever, and, like, no one's heard of Discord, no one's heard of Twitch. Like, they have no idea what I'm talking about. It is, it's painful. It's like trying to... I don't even know what it's like. It's like... It's almost demeaning to listen to. Talk about students like they're zoo animals. More lorem ipsum. Man, that looks good. I mean, I haven't styled it yet, but it's doing what I want it to do. Alright, so card body. We put stuff in the body. And like I just threw more lorem ipsum in there for placeholder text. And then you could do like a like a footer. The footer go inside of the card body. Let's look at the thing. I can't remember. To the documentation. No, it goes outside of it. Just do like something. It was the card link. That's what I want. Oh yeah, that looks nice. A little footer. So set up a couple of these, maybe. It is, it's painful. I'm like the youngest person in the room by like 20 years. And I'm not trying to say that in a demeaning way towards my fellow faculty, but I'm like, guys, there's no reason that you don't know what all this stuff is. Like, they always complain that they have no idea what students are talking about, or just blows my mind. Alright, so I just want to duplicate all of this. I could do like post title 1, oops, post title 2, 3. That looks nice. Okay, so let's style it up. Let's get it. I like the little cards. I think they look nice. I think it's like a nice, quick way to make like a cute little thing like that. It's adorable. What did we use earlier? 4? Yep, okay. I could probably just copy... Yeah, wait. Want the same thing. We get that nice green color here. Ooh, I wanted to put a box shadow. Oh, look at that. That looks so professional. It's amazing what a little box shadow can do for you. It's like makeup. Slap a little eyeshadow on there. A little mascara. And you ready to go, girl. Smush them up just a little bit. I don't suppose it matters. I just thought it might look nice. Let's change the title color, because that looks bad. To match using our colors here. What do we got? There we go. And then maybe just a little bit of padding on the body. I don't think that did anything. Hard body, right? I don't know. Maybe 1 EM's not enough. Well, here's the whole thing. I like the overall effect. Like it doesn't feel like there's been a ton of changes, which I guess is good. Like you already know how to use the framework. Yeah, I like pages with non-white backgrounds generally too. We could go for let's see. Like a soft color or something. Let me go back to my palette. Just do... Oh my god, I hit the breakpoint. There we go. That softens it up just a little bit. No, this has been good. This has been helpful for me. Maybe like seems like most of you are kind of into this. So I don't know if it was as helpful for you, but it was really more just to like help refresh my brain, and then I've got students doing Bootstrap stuff for their pages and assignments, and so they can kind of see how this goes together and how this looks, and they can read the chat and take all of your IDE and other framework considerations and recommendations into consideration. But this was more just an exercise in demonstration and kind of just because I hadn't looked at the Bootstrap 4 stuff aside from going, oh look, Bootstrap 4. So this kind of gives me a little push to like think about these things. Like I said, if you don't, and this is just like generally good advice for all developers. If you want to learn something or you regularly don't program in a particular area, it's good to just come back every now and then and try some practice, build something for yourself. Build, like in this case, I don't need a portfolio website or anything, but just do something for you that helps kind of pull all that stuff together. And oh, the one thing I didn't do was hook up this navigation. I guess I could do that. I was gonna do that in the JavaScript, actually. Because right now, when you click on these, they don't do anything. But I want them to pull down our... But yeah, it's good to just practice stuff. I tell my students, you know, especially over summer break, man, there's so much you can forget if you don't do just a little bit of programming on something. Man, everything that you've been doing in your classes just whoop, right out. When you're new to it, those skills can atrophy so quick. Oh, actually, I want to put this. I'll put this in here. All right, I gotta think about this. Yeah, something to. Even if you're not like, I mean, it's good to challenge yourself, but I don't think this was overly challenging for me. I think it's more just about the learning aspect of it. Just do something new. Ooh, I'm gonna have to look up the syntax for this. Yeah, I agree. I'm totally looking up the documentation for this. I do not know this off the top of my head. And I don't even know that it's right. No, it's not working. Navbar A, that's what I called it, right? Oh, it's navbar. Navbar. A marquee. It does need a marquee. Don't tempt me. I will scroll crap everywhere. A, yep, okay. Let's see. That's what I figured. I mean, animate is not a function. You're full of crap. Oh, did I, oof. I am using the slim version. Hold on. It's right. It's right. Animate is not in the slim version of the jQuery. Let me go pull out. Where are ya? I could go download it. Just so that it works the way I want it to work. I need I need that full figured version of jQuery, please. Oh my god. Oh no. That's terrible. Um... 311 minified. That should be sufficient. Oh my god, what was that? You scared the crap out of me. There we go. Now we're doing it. Now why don't those work? This one works. Look at that. Look at that. I need to figure out why the other ones don't work. If the about one works. Top of undefined. Yeah. Oh, did I put the... I do. Data value. About. Portfolio. Oh, little blog. Little contact. Probably why it's not working. Nope, still doesn't like it. Oh, I didn't set an ID on it like I did on the About section. That's what's wrong. It doesn't know where to go. It's so lost. Ooh, look at that. That's slick. Ooh. Alright guys, this has been super fun. Thank you so much for everyone hanging out, helping me out, pointing me in the right direction. Resources and stuff you linked in chat. You've got some cool stuff I'm going to go back and look at. Thanks for all the IDE hate. I appreciate that. Like I said, for all my students who are watching the stream, you can go check out some of the things that they were talking about in chat if they're not familiar with maybe some of those IDEs or frameworks. It's all about that learning. But yeah, thank you so much. Enjoy your evening. I'll be on later this weekend. I'm writing a little C# application to help me with some database management as it pertains to my classes. And so going to be doing that. If you're interested in like just basic C# Windows application stuff, doing a little database stuff. So that's what I'm going to be doing this weekend. And yeah, have a good Friday night. I'll see you guys later.